down here, let the feeding begin. So what you're going to see is about 60 pounds of fish and squid that are getting tossed into the water. There's about 40 pounds of squid and about 25 pounds of fish. Now the first fish that are up there kind of grabbing those tasty bits are the Dorado. Now the Dorado are amazing because when they get excited, they change color. So you'll notice that some of them, their tail fins have gotten bright yellow and their dorsal fins have become a brilliant electric blue, and they can actually change the entire color of their bodies to become an amazing bright golden color, and that golden color is what gives them the name Dorado, which in Spanish means golden. These guys are also known as dolphin fish, but for those of us who like to eat seafood, we're probably most familiar with them as mahi-mahi, the Hawaiian name. So these guys up top are the mahi-mahi. We also have some of our large tuna coming through. We have both yellowfin and bluefin tuna in this exhibit. And one of our hammerhead sharks is cruising through, trying to find a nice tasty snack to eat. So we have 3 hammerhead sharks on exhibit. And these 2 sharks swimming towards the right of the window are Galapagos sharks. Galapagos sharks are a type of reef shark that can be found throughout the world's tropical oceans. So we've got our tuna kind of coming up and cruising by. We've got our amazing school of Pacific sardines. And the Pacific sardine is actually one of those seafood success stories. So back in the 1940s, there was a booming cannery industry here on Cannery Row until the sardines crashed. And the sardine fishery crashed because the fish were being overfished and they disappeared. But over the last 60 years, there were a lot of protections put in place for sardines, and they were very careful about the fishery. And in the last decade, the sardines have come back to Monterey. So it's a really positive, wonderful story about when we make smart choices and we give animals a break, they can recover. So we've got some of our large tuna swimming through, and they definitely have large mouths. Some of our tuna in here are about 150 to 200 pounds. Now, I know that it's pretty amazing to see these tuna like this. How many of you thought that they were about this big and fit in a can? Yeah. So our tuna are about 200 pounds. The largest tuna in the world is the Atlantic bluefin tuna, and it can get up to 1,500 pounds and 10 feet long. That is crazy huge. Unfortunately, we're not seeing those any great numbers out in the wild anymore because of a lot of overfishing. Now, I bet a lot of you are wondering what this round spotted thing that's dangling in the middle of the exhibit is. So our ocean sunfish, our mola mola, is target trained, and this is its target. And what that means is we have taught this fish, the ocean sunfish, when it sees this target, if it swims to the target, it will get hand-fed. It'll get food given directly to it. So here he comes, right up from the bottom there. And we have a specialized diet that we feed our ocean sunfish. So in the wild, ocean sunfish eat mostly jellies. Now, we can't exactly feed our ocean sunfish jellies because they eat so much we run out of jellies very quickly. So we've worked with a company to make a synthetic jelly diet. So it's basically about 5 or 6% proteins and salt, and the rest is kind of like a jello water. And we put it in a sausage casing. So it's like a giant clear sausage. So it's pseudo jelly that we feed to our ocean sunfish. So Kelsey is in the back. She's trying to get the ocean sunfish to come up to the top so she can hand it that food right to its mouth. And you can see that that is going on right towards the back, a little bit to the left-hand side. So our fish are doing a really good job of getting rid of this food. You'll notice that it pretty much hasn't gone past the top half of the window. They are a really good job at being energy conservationists. So if you think about a fish, does a fish have a refrigerator? No. So anything that they eat, they have to store it in their own bodies. And so what that means is swim, they're using a little bit of the energy that they have already stored in their bodies. So one of the ways that we know to get our fish not to make snacks of their tank mates is to make sure that they have enough to eat. Now, a fish is really smart. They won't eat when they're not hungry, and they will always pick something that is not swimming over something that is swimming and trying to escape from them. So our tuna eat squid and the sardines that we feed to them, and they leave the swimming school of sardines alone for the most part, because if they swam after the sardines that are alive, they'd have to spend energy to chase them down. So they want to save as much energy as possible. That's why they eat the food that we offer them during these feedings.